Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Elmer, YaTuChavez. I hope you guys are doing well, and straight up, I'm getting old. So the other day, my brother and sister who are new to high school, actually no, my sister's a sophomore and my brother's a freshman, and they both go to my old high school, so technically we all went to the same high school. But the other night, it was back to school night, and if you guys don't know what that is, pretty much at the beginning of the year or towards the beginning of the year, after you're a couple of weeks into school, they have a night where all the teachers stay and all the parents come to meet all of their teachers that, you know, are teaching their kid. And of course, since my sister's a sophomore and my brother is now a freshman and only my mom's around now, she can't be going two places at once. So I had to go and help out. So my mom would go with my brother and I would go with my sister. Well, actually my sister didn't go to back to school night, so I was just going by myself to her classes. And it was weird because everyone thought that I was her dad for whatever reason. Now, I'm not saying I look old. You guys can go on my videos and see how old I look. I don't look like a dad, or at least I don't think I look like a dad. So I don't know why people thought that I was my sister's dad. That sounds so weird. But anyway, high school has changed so much ever since I graduated. And I haven't even graduated that long ago. I graduated high school in 2013. So 4 or 5 years ago, I graduated high school. And a lot has changed since then. It baffles my mind. Like when I was a senior in high school, I wasn't that interactive with a lot of people because I just didn't want to deal with that many people, to be honest. I just kind of kept to myself, but I did keep an eye on things that were going around in the school. For example, I did take IB history, which is or not IB history. I took IB classes, which if you guys take AP classes, some of you guys might have heard of IB classes, which is pretty much AP, but at an international level. So I took all of my classes at an international level, and I was taking international Spanish, which you'd think would be kind of complicated, but since I'm already Hispanic and I speak Spanish, it was an easy A for me. And so the teacher that I had for international Spanish, I'll just make it easy and just say IB Spanish or IB anything for my classes. So the teacher who I had for IB Spanish, he was kind of talking about how he's going to get a lot of new computers for the classroom. He's going to get Chromebooks, he's going to ditch all the textbooks, and right at that thought, I was like, what? That's not going to be fair. Like, my generation had to go through, get the big ass heavy dictionaries, get the big textbooks, had to look up words and how to translate them in Spanish class. Even if you didn't know the word, you couldn't pull out your phone and go to Google Translate and say, how do you say this word in Spanish? Granted, Google Translate isn't the best at translating words, but you get the point. Everything is just a lot easier for the kids nowadays. So anyway, I went to all my sister's classes for back to school night, and I was expecting her to have almost all of the same teachers that I had, or at least I would see a lot of my old teachers around the building as well. Now, turns out all but like 2 or 3 of all of my high school teachers have left. So really, I have no reason to go back there to say hi or to visit any of my old teachers because not really many of them there anymore. But anyway, I was going through my sister's classes, and one of the biggest things that I've noticed was they're super chill, but they're super chill about using their phones in class. Now, again, this was a couple of years ago where I graduated and when I was in high school. But back then, teachers were super strict about using phone. They were super strict about like personal technology, anything, all the time. Like I remember this one time, this was like back when I very first started YouTube. Maybe it was my sophomore year of high school, and I had one of those flip. What was it called? A flip camera, where it was all of the vloggers used back then. It wasn't even like a fancy camera. It had pretty good quality for back in the day, and it just had a really big red record button on the back of it, and there's a button on the side we could pop out the USB and plug it into the computer. It was super easy. I had just recently got one, and I was just taking pictures, filming videos around the school, just like trying to test it out, trying to get it to work. And for whatever reason, the school administrator saw me doing that, and she said, hey, I'm gonna need to confiscate that from you. You're causing a scene, you're being real loud and annoying, and you're distracting everyone. But what was weird was, this was during my lunch hour, so I didn't sit with anyone during lunch. I was that one guy. I will admit, I was a loser in high school. I was the one dude in lunch who sat by himself, didn't really talk to anyone, but since I had this new toy, if you will, of a camera, I thought I would mess around, go around the school, take some pictures or whatever, and have fun with it. But for whatever reason, the administrator didn't like that. Yet, if you turn the corner of the hallway or just look around, a lot of people would be on their phones blasting music, taking pictures, and just like, I remember sometimes students in high school would have a tablet in their back pocket all the time, using it in public. Yet, I got busted for using a camera. That just didn't make sense. And now that they're super chill about it and they have all this technology, it's almost not fair. So yeah, that's pretty much a bit of a story or a bit of a rant of my high school years versus high school years now. If any of you guys, have graduated high school a couple of years ago and maybe you go back now for whatever reason, do you guys notice a difference, or am I just the only guy who notices things whenever I go back to old places? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was cool with a lot of my teachers. I'm kind of upset that they're not at the high school anymore, that they retired or whatever the case may be. Yeah, that sucks, but you know what? That I can understand, but the fact that the whole cell phone thing and technology, and they're ditching all the textbooks. Like, when I went to the back to school thing, they had like a seminar or like a presentation for all the parents that says, their statistics, how many of the students are Hispanic, how many are white, how many are black, Asian, whatever the case may be. And then they also said, we spent this much money on getting new computers, new Chromebooks for each of the students for use to school. And I'm looking at it like, what the hell? That is a crap ton of money for a computer that they don't need. Like, I guarantee in like 15 years, there's not gonna be any textbooks. We'll be lucky to have like a laptop, because I'm pretty sure they're just gonna put microchips in our heads, and that'll be our computer for the entire year. Well, that's the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys like the story, if you guys like what I do on the channel, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe as well, leave a comment down below what you guys think of high school back then, maybe when you went there, or now, or maybe if you're in high school now, what do you guys think it'll be like in a couple of years. Also, feel free to hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, everything is in the description down below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.
They like Savage, why you got a 12-car garage and you only got 15 cars? Cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. Well, I'll stay skinny cause we just want